This is a review of the Byond Bluetooth 4.0 stereo headphones. The headphones come in a semi-rigid case. It's a nice case, just unzips, it's got a little carrying strap there. Then inside there's a soft touch lining, kind of a felt or fleece, and there's not a whole lot inside the case. There's an elastic strap to hold your headphones in, and then the only other accessories we have are a micro USB cable for charging, and then also a user manual. Now the user manual is fairly well written, and it's got helpful instructions in there for pairing and usage of the headphones, so you definitely want to hang on to that and read it. The headphones are pretty unassuming overall. There's branding on the side here, and then just the controls on the side here. The play button, actually multi-function button, is indented in the middle, so it makes it real easy when you're feeling along the side to know where the center button is. And the headphones are also marked right and left, so you're going to have your controls on your right ears. As far as the control goes on the side, you've got volume up and volume down. These are going to be independent of the volume settings on your phone or device, so if you want max volume, turn up the volume on your phone and then also turn up the volume on the headset. You can see that these buttons have a little bit of play in them, so this is a budget headset. It's very nice overall, but there's certain areas where the build quality I feel like could be a little bit better. On the bottom you've got track forward, track back, and if you hold them down it'll fast forward and rewind. And then in the middle you've got this play pause button, which actually functions like a multi-function button. It'll play and pause your music, it will turn the headset on and off or put it into pairing mode, and it will also answer, reject, or end a phone call. So to turn on the headphones, you just hold this down for a second, actually 3 seconds, and then you'll get a red light that comes on. And then once it's actually connected to Bluetooth, which I already have this paired, you'll get a blue light that blinks twice periodically. The light's fairly bright. I actually don't love the blinkiness of it, mostly because if I'm sitting in a dark airplane, I'm afraid it might bug the person beside me. It kind of glows in behind these buttons when you're in a dark area too. But that's just part of it, so just something to be aware of if something like that bugs you. For the most part, that's not really a problem for me. Hold the button down, that red light will glow as the unit turns back off, and then if you want to go into pairing mode, you hold this down for 6 seconds and you'll see it start blinking back and forth between red and blue, and then you're in pairing mode and can pair with your device. And then we'll just hold it down again and we'll turn it back off. Just a couple other quick things to talk about. These are on-the-ear headphones, so they don't go around your ear. There's not a lot of noise isolation from them. They're fairly comfortable for the most part. I do have a somewhat larger head, and I find that they press on my ears a little more than I'd like, but I've always been somewhat sensitive to that too, and I usually have either earphones that go around the circumference of my ear or in-ear earphones, so these are a little bit different for me as far as that end goes, and I'm sure with a little getting used to, it won't bug me as much. I also find that if I extend them out just a couple of notches further, then they don't press on my ears quite as hard. They've got a little more give to them, and they're more comfortable that way. They do have a pretty good range of sizing here. All the way down, they fit my 4-year-old's head pretty well, and pulled all the way out, even though it doesn't look like that big of an adjustment, they're actually much too long for my own head. So I'm sure you could fit pretty much anybody you want into these headphones that's of age to be listening to them. On the actual earphones themselves, on the ear pads, we've got kind of a soft vinyl, pleather, fake leather type of feel to them, perforations in the middle, and you can actually pull these off pretty easily, and you can see that there's blue foam behind them. I'll go ahead and pull these off and show you. And then you've got your speaker back there, so fairly simple design. You've got blue foam here with a mesh in it, and then that just fits into here, and that all goes back on top of this. So also nice if you ever need to wash them for any reason. You could take them out and wash them up and then put them back on your headphones, so kind of a handy plus there. You also have a microphone. These headsets will double as a Bluetooth headset for connecting to your phone calls as well. So if you get an incoming call while you're watching music or video, that'll take over, and you can simply answer by pressing the play button and talk on the phone, then hang back up and go right back to listening to your music or watching your video or what have you. Now, concerning the Bluetooth phone features, they work fairly well. I tested it out while driving. My wife told me they sounded pretty much like any Bluetooth headset, just as far as a standard Bluetooth headset. Definitely not as clear as my Playtronics Voyager headset by far. But she said she could hear me okay. There was some wind noise and some engine noise she could pick up. It was interesting having sound in both of my ears talking on the phone. It's not something I'm used to. It actually made it a little easier to hear than normal. Now, the audio quality on these was actually a little bit surprising, pleasantly so. They've got a good response range. They're a little on the bassy end, which some people tend to like, but overall they sounded just as good as a lot of wired headphones I have, which was pretty impressive, so I was very happy with that. Now, one of the only negative points about the design of these headphones is there isn't an auxiliary audio input down here anywhere to put in a 3.5mm audio jack. So when these headphones inevitably run out of battery at some point, they've got enough juice to last you pretty much all day long, so that's not going to be a problem if you charge them up daily. But at some point, you're probably going to run into the fact that you've forgotten to charge them, and you won't have the ability to plug in an audio line to keep listening to your music. The other point for an audio line is that it helps eliminate lag. These are Bluetooth 4.0 headphones. Using them with my Galaxy S5, there's no real discernible lag at all. When you're watching video, that's a real plus, because obviously you want the audio and the video to sync up. With music, it's not really a big deal either way, but with the video or any kind of gaming, it makes a big difference. On my Galaxy S2, there is noticeable lag between the audio and the video. That's something that I've encountered with pretty much every Bluetooth headset or speaker, so that's not, a flaw with these particular headphones, but having an auxiliary audio input would eliminate having to deal with that lag. It's not a deal breaker by any means, but it is just something to be aware of, as there are Bluetooth headsets out there that include that auxiliary audio jack, whereas these are a little bit more bare bones in that area. Very pleased overall with these headphones, and they're one that I would definitely highly recommend for the value segment of Bluetooth stereo headphones.